I still don't think you packed enough.
I packed all I'm going to need. I have no intention of taking a permanent residence in this sex shop.
Will you kindly refrain from calling it a sex shop? This is the Sewell and Foster Institute for Libidinous Research and Enhancement.
A fancy way of saying whoopee clinic.
Oh, no wonder our love life has gone down the drain. You and your incessant desire to play gin rummy in bed every night. Oh, for crying out loud, Ralph. Is that all you ever want to do? Blitz me.
Edna, you know the gin rummy relaxes me. And with what they charge here, I'm going to need all the relaxation I can get. By the time we leave here, I'm going to be bankrupt.
Bankrupt is the perfect word, Ralph. Our love life's been operating in the red for years.
I don't think there's anything wrong with our love life. And you didn't either till you start reading those books by those greedy, freaky, weirdo sex doctors.
Greedy, weirdo, freaky sex doctors? They're dedicated men of science interested in helping society.
I'm Dr. Miller. Here's 2 copies of my latest book. Don't worry about the cost.
See, Ralph, he's not interested in money.
I'll just add it onto your bill. Okay, let's see. Here you are, Ben and Alice Turner.
Oh, excuse me, Dr. Miller. We're Edna and Ralph Albertson, not the Turners.
Boy, are you lucky. The Turners have got some strange problems. The staff's been laughing about them for days.
How can you laugh at somebody's personal problem?
It's a living. Okay, the Albertsons. Oh, you 2 aren't doing so well either, are you? Well, I've been studying your case closely for weeks, and I can honestly say that I doubt if there's anyone in the world who's more of an authority on the problems of Ron and Irma Edmondson.
It's Ralph and Edna Albertson.
Yeah, right. Well, here's my diagnosis. One of you is boring the Jiminy Dickens out of the other.
Oh, you hit the nail right on the head.
I did? Oh, of course I did. Why, that's why you have to have complete confidence in our program. It's going to change your whole life. Oh, some of our techniques might seem a bit unorthodox, but who knows? Maybe they'll work. Besides, if anything goes wrong with our innovations, I'm usually right there to help.
What do you mean usually right there?
Now, Ralph, don't be so touchy. Dr. Miller doesn't mean he's going to be right there in the room with us every minute.
Of course not. I've got other patients to peek in on. So you should plan to spend 7 days with us.
Only a week?
That's right. Nobody needs more than a week of our therapy. Come to think of it, nobody deserves more than a week of our therapy.
Doctor, I'm so excited. What's the first step?
It's our policy to separate you at this time. I'll show you to your room. You are both to stay in your rooms to await further instruction.
Come on over and let's get acquainted. I'm Barbi. I'm here to help you.
Help me?
Sure, with your problems.
Problems? I don't have any problems.
Oh, that's super. Then we can spend all our time working on my problem.
Your problem?
Yes, hugs and kisses.
I'm sorry to be late. I was autographing copies of my book.
What kind of a doctor are you?
I happen to be a Ph.D.
If you're not a medical doctor, why the stethoscope?
You don't think I can listen through these thick walls with just my ears, do you? Now let's get down to business. I want your impressions of last night. You first, Mrs. Amundsen.
Oh, you want to know what being apart from Ralph was like? Oh, it was boring. Almost as bad as being with Ralph.
What was your reaction to last night?
Once the girl showed up, everything was fine.
What girl?
The girl the doctor sent to my room.
I never sent any girl to your room. Does he often carry on like this?
Ralph, what have you been up to?
Wait a minute. Was the girl a brunette?
Yeah.
Did she have dark eyes?
Yeah.
Did she answer to the name of Barbi?
That's her.
This is terrible.
I'll say. She was supposed to come to my room. What kind of a sick individual do something like this?
Like what?
To interfere with the sacred relationship between the doctor and his patient. You have no idea the time I've invested in this complex problem.
I got a pretty good idea.
How could you do this to me?
He's done nothing to you.
Please, doctor, stay out of this. Ralph, I want to know what happened last night.
You want to know what happened? I'll tell you what happened. After sitting around half the evening, this beautiful brunette walked in. Said she was part of the clinic's treatment. The clinic that you dragged me to. The clinic that you asked me to cooperate with. Then you want to know what happened? Nothing.
Nothing?
That's right. Oh, I was tempted. But nothing happened between us.
Ralph, how can you expect me to believe that?
How can you expect me to believe that?
Look, I don't care what either of you believe. You asked me to tell you what happened, I told you what happened.
As though infidelity isn't enough, you had to compound it by lying. Oh, help us, doctor. What should I do?
Oh, how do I know what you should do? I'm not a marriage counselor. I run a fun house. I'm going to go out there and find that poor girl. She needs all the help I can get.
Edna, look, really, nothing happened. I mean, I'm hurt that you would even think such a thing.
Really, Ralph? Nothing happened?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ralph. I guess I jumped to the wrong conclusion.
Oh, Ralphie. I just had to come back and thank you again. You were just super duper. Last night was the greatest night of my life. Is he yours tonight?
He was supposed to be. But you can have him.
Gee, that was nice of her.
That was my wife.
Wow, that really was nice of her.
Barbi, did you have to tell her that I gave you the greatest night of your life?
But you did. It was the first time since I was 12 that I spent so many minutes with a man without hugging and kissing. It was a beautiful experience. I think you cured me. I never realized that playing gin rummy could be so satisfying and relaxing.
I'm very happy for you, Barbi. But unless we can convince my wife that all we did last night was play gin, I'm in a lot of trouble.
I'll tell her.
You told her enough already. Edna, listen. You gotta listen.
You don't have to say anything, Ralph. I thought the whole thing out. It was I who brought you here, and it was all my fault.
Edna, will you listen to me?
No, Ralph. If you could give a beautiful girl like this the greatest night of her life, I realize there's nothing wrong with you. I'm the one who has to change. And the first thing I'm going to do is throw out all those weirdo instruction manuals.
You're so lucky. He's such a fantastic man.
I know he is. And I'm only going to make one more demand of him.
What's that?
You have to promise that when we get home, you'll be just as nice to me as you were to Barbi.
I'd be glad to, Edna. Look, why don't we pack and get out of here, huh? Let's pack, Edna.
All right.
Edna, don't forget the cards.